Here's a universe, we live right here, on Earth, a planet suitable for humans, as everything we need. This is our only home, there's not another one like it. But what if it's not? March 1st, 1639, John Winthrop recorded the first UFO sighting in world history. His recording reported 3 witches flying near Bay in Massachusetts. For the actual proof that there was flying objects has not been yet specified, so it could have just been a hoax. Nearly 4 centuries later, sightings are being reported almost every day. And the question that pops up in all these debates are, do aliens exist? Well, this question is very vague and has a lot of meanings behind it. There's a lot of branches that spark out of this single question. So instead of asking, do aliens exist, we need to first look at the possibility of life existing on other planets. So then, instead of asking, does life exist, we need to ask, can life exist? So then how do we answer this question? Well, from the research I've been doing, yes. Life can definitely exist on other planets because of the Operation TRAPPIST, discoveries of Mars, and the theory of magnetic fields. About a year ago, in 2017, a NASA space program in Chile reported a solar system nearly 40 light years away. The solar system has an ultra-cool dwarf sun and is reported to have 7 Earth-sized planets that travel closely together. They have oceans and atmospheres. Most of them do. Some of them, you can see, they don't. This discovery was astonishing. The space program had spotted this using the James Webb Space Telescope in Chile and decided to call this TRAPPIST. So, in order to sustain life, we need 3 major ingredients: an organic, water, and energy. Not moose, we need water. Although, moose would be pretty cool. I'm happy to say that all these planets have at least 2 out of 3 of these main factors. Also, given the average rate of star formations in our galaxy and the fraction of swarm stars that have planets that orbit them, and the average number of planets that can potentially support life and the fraction of those planets that actually develop life, we can estimate how many planets in our galaxy just might actually harbor life, which is also called the Drake equation, which has been solved before but hasn't been updated since 2007. So what the Drake equation is trying to find is the possibility of the number of possible planets that could potentially harbor life. So any planet along this line is most habitable, and planets over here are less habitable. So that makes sense. James Green, an astronomer who's a part of a group in NASA that was studying Mars, made an incredible discovery. About 15 years ago, NASA discovered something mind-blowing. Their higher resolution image revealed that Mars was once like Earth. Ooh. It had riverbeds, gullies, deltas. They were excited. They took samples of the ground and tasted it. Yes, they tasted it. They tasted carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, phosphorus, even sulfur. NASA just noticed these streaks inside the craters during the summer. And the more craters that they started looking at, the more streaks that started showing up. They finally knew what it was. It's water. These craters are reaping with H2O during the summer. So if there was water there before, where did it all go? David Ryan, a planetary scientist, made a really solid point, and he calls it the Goldilocks method. I really like this. Venus is too hot, Mars is too cold, and Earth is just right. We decided to use these 3 examples because they all have something in common: water. David Ryan suggests, if Mama Bear's bowl is too cold when Goldilocks walks into the room, does that mean that it's always been too cold? Meaning, could it have been just right at some other point? Now, this question really makes me think. My first answer is yes, of course. But another thing we need to consider is if Papa Bear's bowl is too hot and Mama Bear's bowl is too cold, shouldn't Little Bear's bowl be even colder for following the trend? I think this all has to do with magnetic fields. Earth has a magnetic field, but Venus and Mars do not. It is protected from Earth. Because Earth has a magnetic field, it's protected from solar wind particles that are radiated from the sun. The waves include electromagnetic waves. So then that concludes our journey. Can life exist on other planets? Yes. The universe is always expanding, so I'm positive that we are not alone out there. I believe if we keep searching for more habitable planets, someday we'll come to the conclusion that there are others out there. This isn't the future of our nation, this is the future of our universe.